We're at the JSE tonight for the Brightest Young Minds Initiative, which is actually an NGO sponsored by Corporate South Africa. I'm here with Fons Trompenaars, one of the most influential management thinkers alive. He's consulted with some of the biggest companies in the world.
We help people in recognizing what cultural diversity is like. The risk there is you end up with a bunch of stereotypes about, typically Zulu, typically Afrikaans. And so what we try to then build is respect. And respect is built on the idea of that most dilemmas, most contradictions we have in life are shared amongst humanity. But the way we reconcile those differences are very culturally biased. So you have cultures that go for the relationship first and then give you feedback. And there are cultures who start with feedback, like the Dutch, and then work on the relationship. Right? And if we understand, because the dilemma is the same, then that leads to respect. Now, once you respect and you recognize cultural differences, you need to reconcile the differences. And what we are trying to do as consultants in mergers and acquisitions, when it's corporate culture, between different ethnic groups, etc., going international, is to take the best of both worlds. And we call that reconciliation, a term very well known in this country. And then finally, the fourth R is realizing and rooting. What as a leader can you do to make this second nature? And I think we should start at investing tremendously in the quality of leadership, both by education, by practice, but also we more senior people to guide the young people. So Brightest Young Minds, potential is there, but if we take it as a mission of older people with experience, then it's wonderful to exchange knowledge, in our case experience, perhaps wisdom in some cases, but for the young people to get us a bit more informed in new ways of marketing. If you look at, for example, social media, they know everything about that. So there's a wonderful exchange. So education for me is first. Secondly, companies can help young leaders to get the potential that they need, because it is a competence to deal with diverse cultures. And you can teach the competence. And again, the Brightest Young Minds is a wonderful program where we more, quote unquote, in some areas at least mature people, could guide them in how to do it. In crisis, you really are forced into corners you've never been. Never waste a crisis. And if there is no crisis, create one. It's called scenario planning, right? So it is okay to have a crisis, but don't because the opposite reaction is you stumble and you lose energy. The great leaders pop up, including young people, when there is a crisis. The best way to get innovative and inventive is to have serious, difficult circumstances.